UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion Ronda Rousey joining us now on behalf of the Expendables 3. Ronda, you play a character named Luna in your feature film debut. How did it go?
It was actually really fun. The hardest part about it was I was training for UFC 168 while I was filming in Bulgaria, but it helped a lot that Bulgaria is very big into wrestling and grappling and MMA, and Victor Ortiz was there training for a fight as well. So multitasking was the hard part, but it really was an unbelievable experience.
Well, Luna is the only female member of the Expendables. Her weapons of choice: bare fists, forearms, shins, etc. How much of your real-life experience did you bring to this character?
Well, the stunt coordinator, JJ Perry, was actually really cool about choreographing everything to really fit my style, and so he got a lot of like judo throws in there, and a lot of people I was fighting with had a judo background, and I think it was kind of cool that of all the Expendables I had the least amount of armor, even though I did the close quarters combat, and the running joke was that armor's for mistakes and I don't make any.
Hey, run with that. Plus, you're a female. You can hold your own. Hey, let's talk about you holding your own in your real life. You've been called rowdy, ruthless, brash. Ronda, how do you view yourself?
How do I view myself? Well, I like to think I can be pretty cool sometimes, but I'm much more concerned about my own character than my reputation. And actually, they have that quote in the other room that your reputation is what other people think of you, and your character is what you really are. And so a lot of people, they give up part of their character for the sake of their reputation, and I like to do it the other way around.
Well, you recently said you feel like you could beat anyone in history since the beginning of time. Who do you want to see next in the octagon?
I would love to fight Gina Carano. Ever since I started doing MMA, she was the first women's MMA fight I ever saw. And it's always been a dream of mine to have the opportunity to fight her. Holm is a world champion boxer, just got signed by the UFC, and I would love to have an opportunity to fight her, as well as Zingano, who was previously the #1 contender, had an injury and is now coming back. And so there's a lot of very interesting names being thrown out there that I'm excited to fight.
Well, I'll look forward to that. And talking about looking forward to your competition, you talk a lot of smack. How much of that is your approach to maybe defeating your opponent before you even enter the octagon?
Well, I've fought 13 times now, and there's only one person that I've really, talked smack, as you said, with. So it's not a requirement, but it's very good for the theatricality of the fight itself. I mean, people care more about fights when it's not just solving, who's the better fighter, but it's also solving a dispute and making it personal. And WWE is popular for a reason. Storylines are something that people love.
Well, you're quickly running through those opponents. Maybe you've tapped out your competition, recently dominating your UFC 175 fight against Alexis Davis in just 16 seconds. Do you have any plans to eventually just hang up fighting, go out on top, and focus full time on acting?
I mean, at some point, it's bound to happen. I mean, I can't fight forever, and that's one of the reasons why I was willing to kind of branch out into acting when I'm still fighting, because when I was fighting in the Olympics for judo, that was one mistake that I made, is I didn't make any plans for afterwards. And so I walked away with from Beijing with a medal and no work experience, no education, and no options. And I'm not letting that happen again.
Well, your career really taking off. The Expendables 3, looking for Luna, set to be released in theaters this Friday. Ronda Rousey, thanks for joining us here on Sportscenter. Best of luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thanks.
Whether it is literally the octagon or the big screen, she is big time on top of the work. More Sportscenter after the break.